Hold on. It's always so dark on here. Edit. No. No. Cancel. Where is it at? Where's the maybe it's here. No. Oh well, that's how it's gonna stay. I don't care. That's just how this video is gonna be. It's only YouTube. It may just be this laptop is dark. I don't know. Just sometimes it's like this. I don't know why, but it just is. Okay. Now Facebook. Hold on, y'all. I'll get to it in a minute. Hold on. Okay. 3 different social medias going. Cool. Cool. Okay. So what I wanted to make about this video, TikTok, you can see me good. Facebook, you can see me good. YouTube, you're dark. I don't know. It's just going to stay that way for now. It is what it is. I'm not going to brighten it up in here. I like my little cozy corner. Anyways, so this is what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this conversation started earlier about substances. Substances that put you in an altered state of consciousness. And I was talking about, you got these people out there that will shake their finger at you and say, no, don't do that. But all the while, them themselves get in an altered state of consciousness due to these, should I say, narcotic or something of that sort. And YouTube and Facebook, by the way, the reason I'm talking like this is because of this one platform. They like to monitor freedom of speech. They don't like you saying certain things. You know who I'm talking about. I'm looking right at the screen, this platform right here. They don't like you saying certain things. So I got to say it in a way that won't get me banished on here, because they don't like certain words. And that's not cool. Especially while you're on live. I should be able to get on here and say what I want to. That's y'all's problem, not mine. Anyway, so we got on this subject and we was talking about altered states of consciousness. And I came up with, the elites want that power because, like I was saying, when I was talking about this conversation, is there is no coincidences. There is no coincidences, and everything is connected. Everything is connected. And you find this out it's possible when you get into this altered state of consciousness, and if this is your journey during this altered state of consciousness, and you connect with the Creator, you connect with God. Everything is done through God. And you can find this throughout various religions. You can find this throughout all over the place. It's not just religions. You can find this throughout very powerful people throughout history, very influential people throughout history. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and people like that who have had this connection and speak of God. Matter of fact, I know you've seen the podcast where it talks about the world's highest IQ people say that God's real, that Jesus is real, that these people exist, and so forth and so on. Well, I too, after up till 4 years ago, I too believe in God. Didn't believe in God so much before 4 years ago, but I had a near death experience, and my near death experience opened me up into something that I've never believed in before. Um, it completely shattered my reality and what I thought was real or what I believed, and opened me up into something that I've never heard of, never had a belief system of. And now all of a sudden, this is more real than what is reality. And it it started my fascination with understanding how this is possible and where does it come from? What is its original origin? Where did it start? And to learn that and then to bring it to people in a simpler term to where I can then start to teach how to do this. Unlike all these other people out there who charge for whether it's channeling, whether it's to tell you your future or whatever, all these other people charge. I do not do that. Anything that I've ever said, it's all for free. I don't charge anything. I will never charge anybody for something that the knowledge that is supposed to be free to you, something to do with God, should be free to you. It shouldn't be charged by somebody. Somebody, you go to a church and they hold out the collection plate and say, well, for you to get to God, you have to put the right donation. No, 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 no. I understand giving a donation if you want to, but I shouldn't be obligated to give you a donation to be able to talk to God or to get help from God. That's not how God works. God comes to you whether you're rich or poor, whether you're educated or uneducated. It doesn't matter. So that's the whole reason that I talk about the things that I talk about and share them how I share them, is because I don't charge. I'm never going to charge money for something that is free. It's consciousness, it's spirit, it's soul, it's pure positive power that all of us are capable of. Every human is capable of. And we was talking about psychics. I was watching something about remote viewing, ESP, the Stargate, the Stargate thing or whatever it was, and how this one guy had a near death experience, and after his near death experience, he realized that he had psychic abilities, and he started to work for the government under Project Stargate, and he was doing remote viewing, astral projection, ESP, however you want to call it. And the government were studying him and finding out that the information that he was giving them was legit. Like, these things were real. What he was talking about, these places that he was remote traveling to. And then it started talking about, well, we want to see if not only a human can remote travel on the planet, because we know that's possible, but if you can remote travel to other planets. And not only did he remote travel to Mars, but he remote viewed back in time. And it was pretty cool, the information that they was talking about. But I was talking about, and it's not only me. If you do your research into these things, you're actually a true researcher, whether it's, you want to call it conspiracy theorist, or how far you go down that rabbit hole. If you actually do start to research this and research it, you'll find out that I'm not the only person to talk about this. But then again, there's a lot of people who, they won't see diplomas on my wall from some fancy college. You won't see a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, or none of this stuff. But because of this, people won't find me as creditable. But just because I'll have a piece of paper on the wall that says, I got my PhD, bachelor's, master's, whatever have you, or I got the certificate from some other person that says I'm qualified to talk about this, people are more open to listen to them, open to believe them, because they have these certificates. They went to some fancy school and was told by this person, now you can talk about this because we feel like you've learned enough to talk about this. You can learn all that stuff on your own. On your own, you can do all that research, but the only difference is you won't have that piece of paper from an academic point of view that says you're qualified to talk about it. but you can be just as qualified, if not more qualified, than those people that have that certificate. You understand what I'm saying? But that won't help you when it comes to the job force. The job force is all about what's on paper. The government is all about what's on paper. What can you prove? What can you prove? And it just happens that way. But anyways, we was talking about this and talking about I was talking about these substances, how they put you in an altered state of consciousness. They have the possibility to. Let me put you on that. It has the opportunity to put you in an altered state of consciousness. Not all the time that happens, okay? Not all the time that happens, but it does have the possibility to put you in an altered state of consciousness if you let it, if you choose that path. You have to choose that path to go down that altered state of consciousness and expand your consciousness, your awareness to the things that are always open around you, but in your physical body, while it's being filtered, what you see, what you hear, smell, taste, touch, it's being filtered from you because we've been told to believe a certain narrative, and over however long it's been, we actually believe that. But it's always there. It's always there. The spirit world, everything. Quantum entanglement tells you that everything is connected. But it's not until it's observed by a viewer that it becomes what the observer is viewing. You see what I'm saying? So we was talking about these substances, and I was like, you really want to know why they became illegal? Or it was like that finger got shook and said, no, don't do this, while those people were also doing it, is because they found out that if I was able to take this substance and connect to God, I wouldn't need them. I wouldn't need religion. I wouldn't need a church. I wouldn't need a government. I wouldn't need a powerful entity, the government, to tell me how to live my life, to tell me what's right and wrong. You would have the information that you need. Now you have to understand there's other powerful entities out there that I've talked about this before in my channels and on my videos of other species that have mastered ESP, remote viewing, channeling, and all this other things, and that can manipulate you. I've talked about this before multiple times. And what I was talking about when it comes to these substances. So if I took this substance and I did all the good things, well, nobody would ever, say, oh, it's because of the substance you're doing these good things. No, they would be like, congratulations, you're doing good. But let's say I went out, took one of these substances, and I did something bad. Well, then not only me would blame the substance, everybody else would say, oh, it's because of the substance he was on, he made these bad decisions. No, it's the person, y'all. It is the person. The person made that decision. The person made that decision to do something good or bad. It doesn't matter if they was on a substance or not. The person still at the end of the day has a choice to make. You can make the right decision. You can make the wrong decision. Substance, it doesn't matter if you're on a substance or not. You can make a good decision. You can make a bad decision. You don't have to be on something to do it. That's like when I talk about firearms, for instance. A firearm is just a firearm. It has no say in the world. It has no say in the world on what it does. It's not until a human picks it up. It's not until a human picks it up and chooses to do good with it or chooses to do bad with it. But then you have these people out there in the world who want to blame that firearm. They want to say, oh, it's because of the firearms. We need to ban firearms. No, you don't. It's the people. The people make bad decisions. The people make a bad decision or they make a good decision. It's not the firearm who's to blame. It's the person who's to blame. That's the same thing when I say the substances. It's not the substance to blame. It's not because that substance that a person took, they went out and did something bad, because you have people who takes those same substances, but yet they do good with their lives. They go out, they got a job, they go to work every day, their bills are paid on time, but they're on the same substance this other person's on that made bad decisions, but you want to blame that substance. Well, hold on. How can that substance be bad? Because this person made bad decisions while on this substance, but this other person's on that same substance and they're doing all the right things. But yet you don't want to blame the substance for that person doing the right things. You want to say, oh, that person has their stuff together. But as soon as it's viewed as a bad thing, people want to blame something else. They want to blame the firearm. They want to blame the substance. You can't do that. It's the person. It's the person, who they are as a person, who they are in their mind, who they are in their heart. It's them. They're the ones who need to hold their self accountable. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the substance. It's not the firearm. It's the person. It's what the person does with it. Their choice. Their free will. What they do. It's on them. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to make this video about. Is you have this narrative in the world that these things are bad. Substances are bad. They can be. They can cause a problem. But it's because of the person. It's not because of the substance. It's not. And if you disagree with me, you disagree with me. That's okay. You can disagree with me. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to listen to me. You can unfollow me. You can block me. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Whatever you choose to do, I'm okay with it. But at the end of the day, it's not the substance. It's not the firearm. It's the person. It's the person who chooses to do the good thing or do the bad thing. That's what it is. And like I say, there's people out there who would disagree with me. There's people out there who would tell me I'm wrong. I mean, and if you think it's the substance that's bad, like whether it's alcohol, whether it's whatever it is, no, it's something with that person. If that person becomes an alcoholic, well, maybe it's not. Maybe alcohol is not for them. You have other people out there who drink who are not alcoholics. So how can you blame the alcohol? You can't blame the substance. You can't blame the product. You have to look at the person. Whether it's something from their history or their past, or maybe something from a past life, or it could be something from even in their genes. You know, they can't handle it. So it's not the product, it's the person. But everybody wants to blame the product, the firearm, you can't do that. And if that's what you do, go ahead. But I'm just telling you, it's the person. It's not the product. It's the person. It's the person who needs to be held accountable, not the firearm, not the substance. It's the person. You have a choice to make at the end of the day. Whether you're under the influence or not, you have a choice to make. And people say, well, it alters your state of consciousness and puts you in it alters your decision-making skills. Well, yeah, that is a possibility, but you understand that if you take that substance and you find out that it does do that to you, and you make bad decisions, but you continue to use that substance, that's on you. It's not because of the substance. It's on you. You knew it did bad for you. You knew it was bad for you. You knew you made bad decisions while on it, but you continued to take it. That's on you. That's not because of the substance. That's because of you. You made those bad decisions. The substance didn't choose to just jump into your body. You chose to take it. And because you chose to take it and made bad decisions, that's on you. 110,000% on you, not on the substance. Because you have other people in the world who are taking that exact same substance, but they don't do them things you do. They do good. But that is never talked about. Never anybody talks about that. Never anybody talks about that. There's other people in the world who are taking those same substances and not doing any of that dumb stuff? Why? Why don't people talk about that? Like psychedelics. Why ain't psychedelics more widely accepted? Maybe because of what happens to you while on psychedelics and how it alters your life after you've taken psychedelics. Just talk to some of the people who've taken them and see how it has completely changed their life, especially the people who were having problems in their lives, then taking psychedelics, and then how their lives completely did change for the better after taking psychedelics. Why isn't that more widely talked about? Why? Why? Well, you know why? Let me tell you a little secret. Because them things called the elites, they actually exist. They actually exist. Why is that important? Because they control what you think and how you think. They control what's to be said. They control what you hear. They don't want you to know these things. Why? Because if you knew these things, then you would be able to topple their power play. You would be able to get rid of their game plan. You would be able to overthrow them. And they don't want that to happen. They're greedy. They want that power. You understand what I'm saying? They want that power. They want to be able to control you, because if they can control you, then you won't never question them. You'll just fall in line. You'll just fall in line behind your master. You need to free your mind, because it's not only about freeing your mind, it's about your soul and what happens to you and where you go. You want to keep reincarnating? Fine. Some people, that's what they need to happen to them. You need to reincarnate because maybe one day you'll learn your lesson and you'll wake up. Maybe one day you will wake up after reincarnating over and over and over and over again. Maybe one day you'll get the picture, because people see me and they hear me and they see my past and what I've been through, and they're going to judge me. And that's fine. If you judge me, go ahead, judge me. Judge me all day long, all night long. You can judge me all you want to. It don't bother me none, because I know who I am. I know where I come from. I know where I'm going. That's fine. Judge me. Don't bother me. I'm not going to judge you, even if you do judge me. I'll still say to you, I love you. Even if you say to me, you hate me, I'll still tell you I love you. Why? Because that's who I am. That's who I've evolved to become. I'll still tell you I love you. And you even have these spiritual people or religious people out there who say that's what you're supposed to do, but they don't live that way. You understand what I'm saying? They sit there and tell that's what you're supposed to do, but yet and off of camera, they don't live that way. I'm all about live what you teach. Don't just teach it. For people to actually understand and see you as an example, they have to see you living what you teach. You have to be about what you talk about. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be about it. Don't just talk about it, live it. Show people. Be a living example of what you talk about. That way people can see how it actually operates. And then they'll, oh, I get the picture. I see how it's doing wonders in your life. Let me try that. And see how it will change your life. It will change your life for the better if you allow it to. I'm not saying that you won't have these trials and tribulations. I'm not saying that you won't go through that, because you will. That's how you evolve from these things. That's how it happens. You evolve from these things. I'm not saying everything is going to be tickle me pink, because it's not all the time. But that's only perception anyways. You may perceive it as bad, but in all actuality, it's a gift, because It's teaching you. It's training you. It's shaping you to understand it, to move through it, to evolve from it, to make peace with it, to love it, to accept it, to let it go, whatever it may be. It's shaping you. It's molding you to be your true self. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to get on here and make this video about, was how there are elites that do control the narrative of what people say, and that people look at me and they judge me for saying these things. And they say, oh, that's craziness. That's crazy talk. Well, okay, let me tell you this. Let me tell y'all this. Not only in this day and age am I the only person that's saying this. There's millions out there who are saying the same thing that I'm saying. But that's not it. It's not just me being here and only saying this for the past 4 years. But I've never had any contact with these people, never heard of what these people have said, but yet I'm saying the same thing. But also, through thousands of years, through human history, there's been other civilizations, other races that have been here that have said this same thing, that have tried to expose this, but it's been covered up. It's been hidden. It's been manipulated. It's been twisted. See, we're not the only generation to have this knowledge. This has been here way before our generation. Way before you and I ever existed. This has been here. It's been talked about. They've had this knowledge before. But it's been covered up since then, because people found out how much power there actually is in God. God, you hear me? God. How much power God has, and how much power the human has connected to God. But other humans' egos, you hear that? Ego? That's a human condition. That's not a spiritual condition. That is a human condition. See, ego and spirit clash. They have a war. It's a civil war they have inside you. The ego of the human and the spirit of the divine, they battle because the ego wants control. And the spirit, it doesn't want to battle you, but it wants you to know who you truly are. So your ego will battle the spirit. They will battle inside you, an internal civil war between control of the physical and control of the spiritual. But you have to understand it's duality. You see what I'm saying? It's duality. They go hand in hand. You can make them work hand in hand. The yin yang. You see what I'm saying? Light and dark. You have to have dark to have light, and you have to have light to have dark. If you can make them work in unison together, unity, you can blossom. See what I'm saying? Because every seed starts in darkness and then it blossoms into the light. You see what I'm saying? You have to have that darkness to get to the light. But so far, a lot of people let their darkness control them, and that's the reason you're so chaotic in life. And that's where the human condition has really kind of overthrown the spiritual realm, and controlled it so far. People's ego and greed has gotten in the way. Greed, not only for currency, I'm not talking about currency, power. Because people found out, humans have found out, that if I have power, if I put on this cape and say that I belong to this religion, and the only way to get to God is you have to come through this religion, then I can have power over you. I can say the only way to get to God, to the kingdom, is you have to go through me, and I am the gatekeeper. Also, give me your donation and I'll let you in. I'll open the gate for you. Give me your donation. That's a human condition. Humans found out that they can use God against you. But it's not only the human's fault. Because like I've said before, in multiple of my YouTube videos, I have these videos on TikTok, I have these videos on YouTube, majority on YouTube, where I've done my near-death experience podcasts and stuff. I have them on Facebook. I believe in other entities. Firm believer in them. Firm believer in them. Why? Because I've seen 2 different species during my near-death experience. I've seen them. As clear as I'm looking at this screen right now, I've seen them. Seen them. Had an experience with them. 2 different species, right? And one of them species control your thoughts. Better yet, they give you a thought, and then you have the free will to take action on that thought or not. But they plant an ideal in your mind, and then if you act on it, they've created a reality in their image. They're using your own free will against you, against God. So it's not only the human's fault, but the human is part of the condition. We've been conditioned so long to believe a certain narrative that we believe it from birth. It's ingrained into the human's DNA now because it's been going on so long and pushed so far, not in just to what we've been believed as what is real. It goes deeper than that. It's deeper than any spirituality can even fathom. It's deeper than that. It goes a lot deeper than that. Because trust me, my near-death experience opened me up into a whole entire thing that I had no idea was even possible. But yet, it's a possibility. There is no impossible thing. The only reason we say something is impossible is because we're not willing to put in the work to make it possible. We're not willing to do what it takes to make it real. Because it's hard, you don't want to put in the work to do it, to make it real, so you just say it's impossible. No. If that was the case, then why would anything get made or built? If that was the case. We've gotten to the point people have just said, I don't want to do it, so it's impossible. No, it's not. The only reason it's impossible is because you're saying it is. That doesn't mean it's true. That just means you don't want to do it. You don't understand how to do it. But there's a lot of people out there who will say that nothing is impossible. I mean, it even says it in the Bible, y'all. With man, this is impossible, but with God, nothing is impossible. Oh, man, did you hear that? With man, this is impossible, but with God, nothing is impossible. Hey, y'all, I'm with God. What about y'all? Since I'm with God, nothing is impossible. But see, man has ego, and they believe it to be impossible. But I'm with God. So I know nothing is impossible. So anything that I talk about or try to bring to your attention, to you, you may believe it as impossible or it's not real. But guess what? I'm with God. So with God, nothing is impossible. So anything that I've ever said or will say, don't believe it. This is the first time that it's ever been said. Because the same things that I've talked about have been talked about way before I ever came into existence and will be continued to be talked about way after my body is deceased. I'm going to tell y'all that now. Everything that I will talk to y'all about or bring to y'all's attention, this ain't the first time or the last time that it will ever be said. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And there is things that I've talked about before that, yeah, I have thought that I would get silenced for saying this. And it is a possibility that I will get silenced for some of the things that I might say. But you know what? I'm willing to have that happen. Because you know what? You can kill the body, but you can't kill the soul. And I'm going to leave it at that. You may expire this body, but you won't expire what powers me. Hey, I want to tell y'all, I love y'all, and God bless y'all, and that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to shut everything down. Y'all want to see the full-length video? Go to YouTube. YouTube channel is the same thing as it is on TikTok. The Walking Prophet. I love y'all. God bless you.